Okay, hello. So I love pie. And this is pie, like, well, I got this from a file that goes up to 100,000. Oh no, 100,000,015 digits. I didn't actually print off the whole thing because it would have taken, I think, like, oh, when we calculated it, I don't remember. Maybe it was like, it was in the tens of thousands of prints. And so I just have actually just until, I guess, 340,000 lines, and there's 50 in each line. So anyway, I love pie. Actually, when anyone asks me like what food I would take to a desert island, I always say pie, and I always think it could be pizza pie or it could be cherry pie. But I also love numbers. I love language, to be honest. I just really love language. And I have this little calendar. There it is. And then today, because it's already Sunday, I'm guessing that's coup de grace. But it's a death blow or a death shot administered to end the suffering of one mortally wounded, a decisive finishing blow, act, or event. And today is March 27th, at least when I'm making this. So I don't know if this is a death blow to me, but maybe kind of. I don't know what I'm actually signing up for, what I'm gonna find in here. And I was reading an article about pie the other day, and basically they said if you find anything meaningful in pie, that you have problems. And I chuckled and thought, yeah, a math problem. But I actually wrote a song about pie, and maybe I'll put it in the video at the end. I just want to go through like and look for the numbers I like. But one of the most important numbers that I have found associated with pi, other than 3.14, which is very like known, or 22/7, which is like a fixed form of pi, is the number 59. It is so like, it shows up in the most amazing ways. And so I kind of just want to like look for all the forms of just 59, not 95, but if something catches my attention that relates to 59, maybe I'll also highlight that. And if I miss one, I'll probably catch it later. But for right now, oh, see, like this one, it's like 5559. Do I highlight it or do I just do 59? I think we'll just stick with that. And so if you had to go to a desert island for the rest of your life and you could only have one food, what would you want to take with you? Or what would you want to eat? Maybe you couldn't take it. Maybe they would just have to airdrop it like in Lost. But anyway, maybe you would just dream about something. So what would you dream about? Because maybe if you're actually on a desert island, oh, look at that, 2 back to back. You would just get delirious enough that you would just dream about what you would want to eat. And I would dream about pizza pie and cherry pie. I really like apple pie too. But I'm trying to think of like any other pies. Moon pies. Moon pies are good. I really like the banana ones. I remember them as a kid. And so with 59, it's an interesting one. Look, there's like 6 9s. If there were 5 9s, maybe I would have highlighted them. Okay, so 59 is very interesting. Just because, like, so pi is 3.14159, and then it goes on, right? And it's like obviously like very random seeming. But when you're converting Celsius to Fahrenheit, I guess it can be interchanged, right? But 314 degrees Celsius actually turns into a form of 59 in Fahrenheit. And so I thought that was like super interesting. And like I said, I'll post the song at the end of this because it kind of shows it. And then I was thinking about how 59 is like the end of our hour and also minutes. And then the last hour of the day is, in at least in military time or 24-hour time, would be 23:59. And so I thought, 59 just seems really important. Oh, also with Celsius, you actually take whatever is Fahrenheit and then you subtract 32, and then I believe you multiply it by 5/9. So just kind of fun little things that like it just shows up, and maybe someone might really say, you know what? It's actually exactly random and meaningless, and you're finding meaning in it, and you actually don't have to. And I don't have to do this either. And I don't have to talk. And I don't have to like be interested in anything. But I am. Can you guys see that? Oh, I kind of fell off maybe. I'm on the last little line anyway. So there you go. There's like one page. Should I do one more? What are we at? 6 minutes? You know what? Let's go for maybe 15 minutes of this. And if you have any fun facts about pie that you like, I would love, love, love to hear what you like about pie, whether it be pizza pie, fruit pie, cream pies are good too, huh? Or if you like the number pie, like what you like about it and anything that you have found that's meaningful to you. And I think that that's like a really important thing to understand in life, is that things are going to matter to you and they don't have to matter to anyone else. I'm realizing I'm not watching like when it wraps around, but hopefully I haven't missed any. Anyway, and so yeah, nothing has to matter to someone else in order for it to matter to you. I think that that's like super, super important. I was talking with a friend today, and he was like, I just want someone to see it how I see it. I want them to see through my lens. And we attempt that, I think, with movies and photographs and stories and things like that. But ultimately, no one can see through your lens. And you can want that and need that. And maybe someone can really try. And maybe, we kind of talk about empathy sometimes and trying to feel what someone else is feeling. But trying is just trying, and it's still not ever them. I mean, you're like not ever them. They're not ever you. And so if something interests you, just keep going. I keep thinking, like about big inventors and these mad scientists, right? And they didn't do it because someone cared for them to do it. They did it because they wanted to do it. Something about it interested them. They had a question. I feel like all questions are good. Just ask them. If anyone tells you to not ask questions, like seriously, really consider who that person is to you. And if they're a safe person, or if someone shuts you down for asking questions, they might just be scared that they don't know the answer for themselves. And they might need to know things in order to feel good about themselves. But that's their stuff, not yours. Going back to the word of the day, have you ever had to do a coup de grace? Coup de grace, maybe? For anything, like an animal or someone? That's kind of a heavy question. I mean, I feel like we had one animal we had to put down. And I just think sometimes it is the most, the kindest thing we can do when they're in pain, you know. But at the same time, there's times when we are in pain. Like I struggle with a lot of my own ups and downs, and there are times when I am in a lot of like emotional pain. And, you know, and I'm just grateful at those times that I don't choose out of life, that I'm still here. But one thing that does help me to kind of like stay above a lot of those like waves of emotion, I should say, is just finding something to do that I love, simply because I love doing it. And I think like staying childlike and staying in touch with just ourselves and not doing it for anyone other than us keeps us a lot more balanced than if we're putting ourselves out there in order to be seen or heard or loved or embraced. When we're seeking validation, we're literally looking for a wall or a mirror to reflect back to us something that we want to hear, need to hear in order for us to feel good. Or at least people do that. And maybe people validate you even when you're not looking for it, you know, or needing it. But basically, like, just do it for you. And the reason I'm putting this even online is because I was like, I got a new job and I didn't really care for the new job. And I was like, I just don't really want to put my like skills to use. I'm gonna do one more page. To just help someone, like, I don't know, like make more money to feel good about themselves. I'm like, the work I would actually really, really love to do is just sitting down with someone and their words and their sense of self and just saying, hey, like, what do you say about yourself? Like, how mean are you to yourself? I can be mean to myself. No. And then just really look at, like, just sit with them and just ask them all the questions that maybe their soul can answer and open up about, and they can just see themselves. I think that's like the most beautiful work, is just to help someone really sit with themselves and see themselves. And sometimes we don't take time to sit with ourselves unless someone else is there. But then we kind of like start maybe having a conversation with them that we think they want to have with us. And anyway, just always showing up as yourself. I find that the more comfortable I am with myself, the less I am looking for myself in someone else. And so I can kind of just sit with them and not need them to be me. They could have totally different interests. They can have totally different views. And there's not a sense of like boredom or wanting to run away. Although when some people try to impose their personality on me, that gets hard. Like they start thinking that I'm them and they start treating me like they treat themselves. And that's really uncomfortable. And so being a coach is kind of tricky for me. Anyway, so I thought I would like to do something that was just like interest-based driven and for fun. And then my kids were like, hey mom, because I actually started on a different sheet to I did this one, it was just like 1 million. So I was like starting on that, and they're like, it's actually very soothing to watch you. So they were like, you should just live stream it, but I don't know how to do that. So I just recorded a video and then I'll upload the video, I think, anyway. And anyway, they were like, and then I had another friend the next day that was like, hey, you should just like live stream your interests, one of your hobbies. And I thought that actually sounds okay. I don't necessarily need to do it for a job. The idea actually kind of scared me. Intrigued me and scared me. But I have this life motto, and it's basically, if it scares me, I probably should do it. So I think between a friend and my kids, and my fears, and then just this fascination with 59, this is keeping me entertained for a moment before I go to bed. Also, if there's a number that you like, I would love to know what number you would start with and why. Oh, here we go. There's one on the split again. We had one up here too. And you can still see me, right? Well, maybe not. Here we go. Well, I'm almost done with this page, and then I think I'm gonna go. But for whatever it's worth, thank you. Oh, look, there's one right here. Meow. Again, I didn't really look for those on the first page, so I might have missed some. That's it. Oh my gosh, and look, I didn't even know. I really didn't. Like, I literally did not know it was gonna end there, but it did. This is the first time I've used this document, so I really like that it's split up. But look, but for reals, like, I literally had no idea. C59, there is a beautiful, like, I don't know what to call it. Coincidence, synchronicity, that's probably not the right word. And when I say I love words, I really love, like, ancient roots, like sounds. But I do love our vocabulary in English too. Okay, so there we went from the first one here, and we just did that. So yeah, oh my goodness, there you go. And I think I called these lines before, but that's basically just counting up by 50. Okay, thank you. Good night.